last episode had a frustrating ending, and I lost all of my diamond tools, all of the enchantments, and every single level that I had. There's a few things that I want to do to ensure that kind of doesn't happen again. So what I was thinking was, first, we definitely need some more diamonds. 28 diamonds is not a lot, let's be real. So my plan right now is probably to get a blacksmith villager, and of course I'll make it with iron tools. Luckily we have a renewable source thanks to my iron farm somewhere over there. You know what, buy the lava might actually be a good idea. You know, lava, tools, working with tools, it all like checks into the same category. I'll quickly fix the terrain and then get back to you guys with kind of my vision.
I really wanted to keep the pond. The first thing I started doing was I laid out where I want to build up my rocky walls. I then brought up the height to match where I wanted the dirt to be. I covered up the old slope with a new one. And then I went back over what I had just built to add some texturing with some tuft. I made sure everything was even and I filled in all of the gaps that I still had. I thought the pond was still a bit too shallow, so I worked very hard with my iron shovel to dig up all the gravel, clay and dirt. I had to remove the lava and the stone that it made, but I ended up missing the idea of something being there, and I thought the perfect thing would be a rock. So I made it taller than the ground level just to add like a sense of scale, and I thought that the water was still a bit too shallow, but instead of going deeper I just put some deep slate there to add the illusion of depth. And to finish off I closed up that top of the rock.
That is the like somewhat terraformed. I don't exactly know what to do over there yet, but I'm hoping the building will cover majority of it. I would be using spruce as my support beams, but I don't have, so I'm waiting for it to grow. Usually what makes sense to me is I'd have a forge somewhere where you'd expect it, you know, like I would have it with my mountains or like by my mine area, 'cause to me like that makes sense. So we might as well build a forge where we would least expect it, which would be over a lake on stilts. Pretty much like that was my thought process. We might also do some normal bricks. It is still a forge. I would like a more open theme for it, but you know, I feel like inside of the forge, bricks makes more sense. I'm gonna do a trick, fake depth perception, where I want it to be too thick, but I don't need to put two here because no one's gonna see under there. Like, you can't even tell. I think a more open vibe would be really good for this, but I still need to get this villager protected, because if I want like a few villagers here, they can't just like be free like standing, because the area isn't like lit up the best.
Starting off, I needed more spruce for the stilts of my house. I still don't know why I placed lanterns down, because I immediately removed them to build the framework. I had a lot of back and forth process. I couldn't find something that I liked. Eventually I used bricks for where I would want the lava to go, and of course deep slate for the roof.
that is my little hut done so far. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm not the biggest fan so far. There's a lot that can be done or changed and improved on. But I think for now, like, it's really okay.
Moving the villagers had almost no issues. But something I forgot to account for was that the lava would jump far enough to reach the wood, and I didn't notice. Look at me, not a care in the world. But other than that, there were no issues.
The villagers are in, safe and sound. But I think you guys saw that there was a bit of an accident with the lava. I really thought it was safe. I don't know how it caught on fire. I might just get magma cubes eventually, magma blocks to put there, and I need to go repair my house now. So I realized that I made these guys, but I still want a mob grinder, 4 levels. But the reason last episode that I wanted to do it in the nether was actually to avoid how ugly it looks near my main area. But I don't have to build it right by my area. I can go a little bit away. This island might just be perfect. For the mob grinder that I have in mind, we are going to need a lot of blocks. To start us off, we're gonna need 1,600 blocks of cobble, which is roughly 25 stacks. We're also gonna need a whole load of trapdoors. After making this a perfect eyesore, let's go see how much cobble we actually have and how much more we need. This is a low point for me. We have just under 2 stacks of cobblestone. I have a long bit ahead of me where I'm just going to be mining. I'm going to go through so many pickaxes, but it should be worth it for my 25 stacks of cobble. I took a bit away of this mountain, and I think I can go 1 layer more. You can see here I really went at it, but I don't have 25 stacks yet. I don't know why it took me this long to realize I don't have armor on. I'm just living my best life with no armor. No wonder I've been taking so much damage. I nearly have the 25 stacks. That should be all of the cobble that I need. I think I'll grab a bit more just in case. There we go. I know that I want diamond gear soon, but with my 28 diamonds, that's not gonna happen. So I might as well stay a little bit protected with iron. Jimothy's alright. He was following me around a bit, but I thought I'd just sit him down. Jimothy had a bit of a fall. He is alright, don't worry. But since I'm working right on these cliffs, I really don't want to risk anything because that's quite a drop. This should be enough cobblestone. Now I just gotta get my wood, 2.5 stacks. Shouldn't be too bad, it should be quite quick. This should be everything I need. I might need more cobble because I need to be a certain Y level up, and I think I'm quite far away from that. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm at 63 and I need to be at 193 if I remember correctly. I wanted to avoid having a huge cobblestone build floating in my sky, but it needed to get done. I gathered a lot of blocks for this, but my math was not cooperating, and you'll see what I mean later. It was a good idea to build this above water because it became my shortcut down. This isn't a tutorial as I'm not too sure how it works, but it does work. I built my starting platform and I got my hoppers set up. And then I built up around the hoppers.
to make a nice tunnel so that the mobs would take some full damage, but it wouldn't be enough to kill them. I built out a wide platform around that. I had the gaps between each layer at 2 blocks and placed carpets on my 3x3 platform so spiders don't spawn, as they don't quite work in this farm. And this is where I ran out of wood for my trapdoors. I had to get more, and then I ran out a second time, so that wasn't fun. And while I was building the roof, I ran out of cobblestone as well, and I filled it up with leftover wood that I had. But it finally got done. But the farm's done. It's definitely working. I just didn't bring a sword with me. It's working great. So I'm gonna grab a farm and AFK for a bit, and then I'll get back to you guys on how long I AFK'd and how many levels that I got. I've been AFK for roughly 20 minutes and I've gotten 30 levels finally. The loot also isn't too bad. I have a few armor pieces that could work really well, so I might put these on just until we can get my full set of diamonds, which is actually the next step. My diamonds might have to wait because I only have 28. In order to get more diamonds, I definitely need fortune. So we're going to take my 2 lapis and this fresh diamond pickaxe, and we are going to see if I can get some fortune on it. I'm already lost. I was supposed to go to the enchanting room. I'm not seeing any fortune. No way. Okay, you know what? I got fortune 1. Which is kind of sad, but it's better than nothing, guys. The mining trip went pretty okay. I got a lot of lapis, too much deep slate, and only 21 diamonds. The main focus right now is I want to get some tools. From here, what armor can I make? Let's make the most important bits. Alright, I have full gear and I'm still left over with 12. I'm ready. Like, I'm so ready to get good enchants. Let's start with a pickaxe. Okay, this is promising. That's not bad. I'm feeling fortunate. Only one issue that I've just realized is I'm immediately out of levels. We have 36 levels and the sword's nearly broken again. So I'm gonna leave before I get distracted. Let's do my other pickaxe. See what it gives me. Silk touch would have been nice, but I will take it. Fire protection isn't exactly what I want, but somehow I've ran out of levels again. This should be good gear. I have pretty good enchants. I'll give you guys a second to just look over what I got. For base enchants, I think they're pretty good. I just need to now focus on some villagers. I think I'll put a few more in here and I'll get back to you guys once I've like kind of locked in their trades and figured out like what's good trades for everything. I've finally got all my trades in and done, which is super exciting. I only have 12 emeralds, so we're gonna need to do some farming to get all of my emeralds up and get my gear enchanted. One day I'll get the motivation to get protection, but for now, I have a few mending books and I have a few other books, so I think I might get enchanting so long on a few tools.
but I'll see how I feel about that. In between rerolling for trades, I built this sugarcane farm, which should help me just automatically get a bunch just in the background while we are doing other stuff, because I can use paper for trades. I think if I'm going to be using my new armor from now on, as soon as I can get some good enchants on it, we have to put my old one on a stand. So the current armor that I'm wearing, I did get half of it from my mob grinder, and it's taken a bit of damage, but I think it should be fine, and it'd be nice to keep as a little memoir for the world. But now that I have no armor on, I definitely want to get some good enchants on my tools and on my armor. If I did this correctly, I now have my helmet, mending, 2 respirations, and aqua infinity, and I can just afford this helmet. Can we name it? We can. We now have our top hat. That was all 30 of my levels, but our hat is now good to go. The only thing it might need is protection, but like I said, we can get that at a later stage. There we go. That is nearly all of my armor. We have my boots still to do, my 2 pickaxes, my axe, my sword, and my hoe. I'm basically all set. I have a plan in mind. I just only have 1 emerald. It might take me a while to get all of those emeralds, so I will get back to you guys when I have the emeralds and when we are ready to put everything together. I've spent way too long getting all of my books, and one thing I neglected was my levels. Just only level 11, so I'm gonna farm up a bit of levels up by my mob grinder, and then I'll try put as much enchants as I can, and then just go back and forth and get back to you guys when that is all done. My inventory is kind of a mess. I did have it organized, but it quickly descended. Alright guys, and this is kind of what I have so far. Everything is enchanted, which is great. I'm feeling a lot more confident about all my tools. This is my old Fortune 1 pick that I think I might just use until it breaks, or I might keep it. I don't know yet. That is all of my tools and armor done. And just like that, we are officially back in business. We built a mob farm to help me get levels, a new home for some of the villagers, and I got new gear. I'm taking that as a win. It wasn't easy and my math didn't help, but this should set us up greatly for the future. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Stay awesome. Bye bye.